Virgil's always been very mentally, very mentally strong.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. has started training with the biggest fights in mind, understanding that reaching the top requires the kind of preparation that separates the best from everyone else.
You know, we want to fight the best. In order to fight the best, we got to be the best. We got to train the best. We train hard. We're in the gym every day. We come early. When we're out of here, you know, it doesn't stop. You know, I got to go eat. I'm eating healthy. When I recover and go do some of my things. Then I gotta run. Boxing is a 24-hour thing. It doesn't stop after the gym.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. is keeping his focus on preparation as a potential showdown with Boots Ennis takes shape. He says he never hesitates when a big fight is offered, and now he is concentrating on being ready for whatever unfolds once the two finally share the ring.
You know, we're just staying ready, man. I mean, as of right now, I'm just focused on just being prepared, being ready, and I don't think it's hit me yet, but I think it'll hit me once I'm in. As far as how that happened, you know, it was just like the Boots fight. They asked me if I wanted to fight. I said, yeah, it did happen. It's very boring on my side. I say yeah to everyone. You know, I say yes to everyone. I don't care who it is. When you don't know a fighter, both of you guys can kind of be very sensitive, very hesitant in the first round, you know.
Vergil Ortiz coach Robert Garcia believes the history between the two fighters, Vergil and Boots, makes the matchup even more interesting. He expects a tough, competitive fight that needs no extra hype.
I think, you know, we got the best out of them or something, but you know, they could say the same thing. So it's just one of those, you know, sparring matches that was really good, and now that they're facing each other in the ring, it should be even better.
Meanwhile, Vergil Ortiz Sr. says his son has always been mentally tough, even from a young age. He believes Vergil's refusal to quit is one of the qualities that have shaped him as a good fighter.
You know, he's built for that part. Yeah, like I said, as a kid, when he was younger, we used to dog him and training him, and we'll be very tough on him to the point, you know, a lot of kids would quit. And, you know, and Vergil wouldn't. He would never quit, and there's no giving up. He will never give up. He's one of those kids that says, you know, in Spanish, they say, se muere en la raya. He'll rather go down swinging, and then, so mentally, he'll always be fighting.
On the other hand, Boots Ennis is also turning up the intensity in camp, putting in serious work and sharpening his power ahead of his highly anticipated showdown with Vergil Ortiz Jr.
I'm just excited to be fighting one, a guy that got 2 belts, a guy that's in the, one of the top in the division. I'm ready to shut everybody up. Good. Boots can adapt to any style, any situation, you know what I mean? We don't have to work on nothing. It's time to have fun, the easy work, look phenomenal, come home with a big knockout. About to be a 2-time unified weight division champ. The best in the world, the best ever. Make sure y'all tune in. Shout out to all the haters too. I love y'all. Yeah.
While talking about the skills, Roy Jones Jr. sees a lot of himself in Boots Ennis, particularly in the way he can adjust during a fight. He points out that Boots has several tools at his disposal and knows how to switch approaches when necessary. That ability to constantly find another way is what makes him so difficult to figure out.
Roy's being a guy that's actually knows what he's doing and knows how to fight, has talent too, but knows how to use his talent. Therefore, it's nothing to break down. and I think they'll find that out come this next fight.
Does he remind you of yourself at all?
A lot.
How so?
Well, he got so many things he can do. He know how to change things up on the spot, and you can be able to adapt and change up on the spot. That's what you don't find in most fighters nowadays. You don't find guys that this ain't working, they can go do that. If that ain't working, they can go do that. You understand me? That's one good thing about Bud Crawford. If this don't work, he can change right hand or left hand and try another, or right hand and try it another way. If this don't work, he can go back another way and try it again. So he had options. Most fighters today don't have options. They fight one way and that's it.
On the other hand, Teddy Atlas points to a different side of Vergil Ortiz Jr. that has emerged in recent fights. While Ortiz built his reputation by walking opponents down and looking for the knockout, he's also shown the ability to move, box, and use his skills in other ways. For Atlas, that versatility could be a major factor against another elite opponent.
You know, two guys with great heart. I mean, look, I say this, Vergil showed me a few fights ago that he had a dimension I didn't know he had. When he was just, you know, going through guys, knocking them out with body shots, sinking and destroying. I don't think I knew or anyone knew that he had the ability to use his legs and box and do some boxing. He showed me that dimension. He showed me that dimension in that fight that some people thought he lost. First fight that he got tested. We didn't get a knockout. With
Sergey Bohachuk.
There it is. I wanted you to say his name. I just want to hear you say. And he showed me that he could box. He could use his legs, you know, and matador fight.
Meanwhile, Sean Porter sees a clear difference in how Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Boots Ennis have developed. While Vergil has continued adding to his game, Boots has repeatedly shown just how talented he is without quite reaching his full potential. Porter believes there's another level waiting to emerge, and that could make Boots even more dangerous.
About it.
The more time that has gone by,
Yeah.
we have not seen Boots in game growing. We have for
Vergil.
Yeah. We've seen Vergil become a better version of himself.
Yeah.
We've seen Boots be an amazing version of himself over and over and over and over and over. You know? And I think that there comes a time where amazing becomes magnificent. And I think he has the ability to become magnificent, but there's something there that's preventing that. I just think he's been just simply amazing. And I think that even for someone of his talent, of his stature, that the way he's grown in this thing, I think there's another level for him as well. And I don't think he's gotten there yet.
Sharing his prediction, Tim Bradley sees Boots Ennis as a nightmare matchup for Vergil Ortiz Jr. He also believes Boots can absorb pressure, fight through the exchanges, and use his instincts to break Ortiz down, which is why he expects Ennis to come out on top when the fight ends.
Gonna cook Ortiz. He gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
You're talking about Zayas, a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed, really his skills. He checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
But the thing is that he didn't feel the pop. You got to understand that about Boots. Boots is willing to take yours to get his, and it's a trap. Right? A lot of his flows, but I'm just telling you that I know it's not always a good thing, but it works for him. And I think that he fights off of feeling. That's what it is. It's feeling. You understand that, right?
But another thing that I didn't like as well.
On the other hand, Robert Garcia doesn't agree with Tim Bradley's take that Boots would dominate Vergil Ortiz Jr. He gives Bradley plenty of respect, but believes people are forgetting how impressive Vergil looked against Israel Madrimov, especially considering the skills he displayed in that fight.
I think, maybe it's just favoritism, maybe it's just something to do with being, having a favorite fighter. It could be that. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying he's, I can't say, because we don't know. You're wrong, or get in a fight with Timothy Bradley, because I'm not gonna do that. He's a friend and a good person, but I think the opposite. I totally think the opposite. I think Vergil, look, do people forget that it was just early last year, that Vergil beat Madrimov and the way he did, and the skills that he showed, a Madrimov who almost beat Crawford, and then Vergil goes out and does what he did with Madrimov. I think not only Timothy, but a lot of people might have that already.
Giving his prediction on this matchup, Kenny Ellis sees Vergil Ortiz Jr. giving Boots Ennis a better fight, mainly because of his faster start and constant pressure. But he believes that same forward style could work against Vergil, as Boots won't need to go looking for him. Ellis expects Boots to stay composed, keep boxing, and eventually find the shots to stop him.
He got a right to his opinion, but I don't think he'll sleep Boots. I don't think he'll sleep Boots. Good fight, though.
Do you think he puts a better fight than Zayas?
I think he'll start faster, but get caught earlier. He got more. He bring.
You think he can stop faster?
He bring more pressure than Alexander. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if he's gonna stop faster, but I think he'll get stopped. Boots don't have to look for him. He's gonna be right there for Boots.
Bredman Edwards still favors Boots Ennis, but he doesn't expect Vergil Ortiz Jr. to fold easily. He feels Boots can control stretches of the fight with his jab, straight punches, and steady attack. Yet Vergil's compact combinations and dangerous inside work could keep Boots from simply cruising to victory.
I think that Vergil and Boots go longer. I think that Vergil is a little bit more talented than Fundora. I think Boots beat Vergil because he has a better jab and can kind of score too many points with his straight punches, and Vergil marks up. And Boots is he's constant with his attack. Vergil marks up, he swells up, he bleeds all over the place. I think that will play a factor in the fight. I think it will go longer, but I think that Vergil is very fundamentally sound in the mid-range and on the inside. And he doesn't drop his hands, he throws his punches right from where they're at, and he throws short, crisp hooks and uppercuts, and he's kind of even-handed. And I think that will be, Boots will have to be on his game because Boots likes it. Even though Boots could play with Vergil and do fancy stuff from the outside and use his speed, at some point, Boots is going to back Vergil up, try to back him up, start beating his body and working in the mid-range and the inside because that's where he likes it. That's how he sees a fight.
For Mikey Garcia, the biggest threat to Boots Ennis could come from Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s punching power. He gives Boots plenty of credit for his overall skills, but believes Ortiz has shown enough recently to prove how much damage he can do. One or two clean punches could completely change the complexion of the fight arrive.
I think Vergil's power will be the difference. Boots has really good skills, can't deny that. Very, very talented fighter. But the power is very, very different. Once you're in the ring, he's strong, bro. You've seen him in his last few fights. And the power is it's impressive. Boots gets caught with one or two of those shots and it's gonna hurt him. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight though. I think Boots he's got the skills to be, very, very good and competitive and have some really good rounds, but I think Vergil's power will be the difference.
Breaking down the potential fight, Paulie Malignaggi believes Boots Ennis has already done enough to establish himself among the best pound-for-pound fighters, even if his full potential hasn't been revealed yet. He hopes Boots gets the biggest names next, and sees a future clash with Vergil Ortiz Jr. as a potential blockbuster, especially with a world title on the line.
We still may not have seen the best of John Ennis, but we've seen enough to know that, at least in my opinion, he's on the pound-for-pound list, and there's going to be a lot more fun possible fights for him. Hopefully now he can get all the big fights and he can get all the big names. I know Vergil Ortiz is being mentioned, but right now Vergil Ortiz is on the bench in a contract dispute with Golden Boy that may or may not last a while, but hopefully there can come a point where John Ennis and Vergil Ortiz can't fight each other, because that would be a blockbuster fight, and guess what? Now that could be for a world title. That was one of my gripes about that fight when they were going to make it before.
Sharing his prediction on this matchup, Andre Rozier expects a fascinating matchup if Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Boots Ennis finally share the ring. He gives Boots the edge because of his exceptional talent, but he also knows Ortiz is a dangerous fighter who can make things very difficult. For Rozier, it's a fight he can't wait to see.
When Vergil and Jaron get it on, how did that fight play out in your mind?
Oh, listen, I love the fight. I have to definitely side with nephew. Boots is, I think his talent is very, very, very good, and I think it's going to be difficult. But Vergil is a monster. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it.
Does a part of you, is it a little bit annoying and is it a little bit weird? Well, actually, let me first ask you this. Do you consider Vergil the best guy at 154 pounds outside of Boots?
No, actually, until I see them actually mix it up, it's almost like a smorgasbord of 154 pounders. And with that being said, you have Fundora, you have Charlo.
Giving his assessment, Sean Zittel believes Boots Ennis' body punching and ability to attack from different angles could create major problems for Vergil Ortiz Jr. He also expects Vergil's speed, tight defense, and technical approach to make the exchanges much more competitive. For Boots, Zittel says the key will be staying disciplined behind his jab and letting his athleticism take over.
I think Boots is a nasty body puncher, and he'll hit you from different angles with both hands and both stances. Vergil is the come forward Mexican-American fighter with the high guard. Maybe it's here when he's up here. Boots is a nasty body puncher. I'll tell you what, man, that's gonna be a very exciting fight, a very explosive fight. Vergil has the hand speed to compete with Boots in the exchanges the way other fighters he's fought haven't. He's keeps everything tight and come back and it's technically sound. But Boots, if he could take the power well and get into a rhythm in that fight, he starts hitting from both sides of the plate everywhere. That athleticism is a problem. The jab is going to be key for him in that fight out of both stances. He's going to have to fight behind his jab and not just get to the bag of tricks early. He's gonna have to fight honest behind his jab and discipline.
From a boxer's point of view, Lonnie B believes Vergil Ortiz Jr. presents a unique challenge. He says most fighters rely on instinct and capitalize when an opponent makes technical mistakes, but Vergil doesn't give them many openings. For Lonnie, that discipline and precision could make him a serious problem for Boots.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I lean more towards Vergil. Because, like you said, I always go for the boxer too, because that boxing thing just looked beautiful to me. But I'm actually a natural boxer, right? Look at my Luka fight, Uskatagi, box. But one thing about Vergil, why I'm leaning more towards Vergil, I'm a boxer, so I know what gives boxers trouble. And that style Vergil Ortiz got is going to give any boxer trouble because he's hard to hit. His hands, the one thing about boxers, we go off instinct and reflexes most of the time. And we bank off you doing stuff wrong, walking me down with your feet too close to each other, using feints, your hands down, you not moving your head enough. That's the stuff that we bank on. Vergil Ortiz does everything perfect that gives a boxer hell. Like the way he walk you down, the way he keep his hands up, the way how he gets stronger as the rounds go on, how he's not just a come forward fighter, he makes adjustments coming forward.
Breaking down what a fight with Vergil Ortiz Jr. could look like, Bernie Thaw Boxer sees Vergil as a more dangerous version of Xander Zayas, with a compact style and sharper punch selection. He highlights the moments when Boots Ennis was hurt as proof that this could be a highly competitive matchup, while believing that experience will help Boots prepare for Ortiz.
That I will sleep Jerron.
That's what Vergil said.
Yes.
Now, the thing, like I said, I think Vergil is a better version of that kid. And, I don't know how Boots gets away out of that. I think he's more compact. I think he has a better punch selection as well than Xander. And the way he got hurt in that third and fourth round, that caused room to see that that's going to be a hell of a fight. That's going to be a hell of a fight, but I think that helped Boots too, though. I think that helped him learn. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking on the ongoing Boots Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz Jr. situation, Coach Reg isn't holding back. He questions why the fight continues to be pushed aside, arguing that if Boots needs an elite name on his resume, Ortiz is exactly the opponent he should be facing now. He also warns that delaying the matchup could create even more excuses if Ortiz eventually loses to someone else.
Then now y'all trying to reroute and say, let Boots fight Charlo and then he fights Spence. No, why not let that happen? All of y'all keep saying Boots got no elite fighters on his resume, so then make the fight happen. Stop trying to reroute and go different places so you can fight this person and fight that person. Because at the end of the day, let's just hypothetically say Errol Spence beat Ortiz. is Boots gonna fight Ortiz? And then what they gonna say? Oh, he should have fought him before he fought Spence. Come on. Everybody that Boots fight, he gets no credit for.
With Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. potentially heading toward a major showdown, Eric Gomez sees a clear advantage for Boots outside the ring. He argues that Ortiz can't build his case by saying what he would have done against Boots, especially when he wasn't the one in there.
You could have fought him before he was a champion. But now that he had the performance he had, even though Vergil Ortiz came out and said, oh, if that had been me that hurt him, then I would have stopped him. It don't work like that. You don't get credit off of another man's work. You didn't do that, you're on the sideline. So yeah, for my take, Boots has leverage here now, being the champion, and his team and Eddie Hearn.
As Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Boots Ennis continue putting in serious work behind the scenes, neither fighter is leaving anything to chance. The power, speed, and skill are being sharpened in camp, setting the stage for a fight that could deliver on every bit of its massive potential.